I believe today is Halloween for most of you. For someone like me who does not care about any white person celebration, I really don't care about this day. It means nothing to me, nothing personal, because I didn't grow up in the culture of celebrating certain things. So I'm not going to start pretending as a grown up that I truly care. I don't. I've never trick or treated. I've never gone to strangers' homes to collect candy. What are those other things you do? I've definitely worn costumes, but for very different reasons. Excuse me. The only thing I know is the month is ending, and today is the 31st, and I hate it. That's all I really know about today. I mean, come on. Who is excited about a month ending, especially grown-ups, you know? So many bills are due. No one is happy. No one is excited. We usually get excited after we've paid our bills. And then after we pay them, then we start worrying about the next time they come. I guarantee you, being a grown-up sucks. So I just got back from work. Yeah, I'm drinking from the thing. It's mine. I'm alone. It's not like anyone expects to come out of nowhere and drink from it. Today I will be drinking juice. I've worked so hard today. But I acquired this book a month ago. I've not read it yet, but I've been told it's an amazing book to read. So I'm going to give it 2 days of my life and dedicate my soul to reading and understanding it. And then I see they say how to win friends and influence people. That's what the title is called. So let me see. I already have quite a lot of influence. But if I add to this influence that I have, I might create a cult. This is crazy. Maybe people who create cults, churches, certain weird groups, I think they have read this book. So let me read it and see if I can get new knowledge, on how to win friends and influence people. Do you have any idea the type of power one has if they are very influential? Which means the power can be good or bad. I mean, they can use that kind of power for evil or good. People like Beyonce, they have so much power. I don't even think they can comprehend how much power they have. Damn. I don't think Beyonce had to read this book. Anyway, a good read is not always a bad thing. It's good to read, it makes your mind sharp. But one thing I've liked the headings in this book, if you're wrong, admit it, a drop of honey, the secret of Socrates, the safety of valve in handling complaints, how to get cooperation, a formula that will work wonders for you. I want to know what that formula is. What everybody wants. What does everybody want? One thing I know for sure, everybody wants money. An appeal that everybody likes. The movies do it, TV does it. Why don't you do it? I want to know what that is. You see, the power in a catchy title is crazy. It's crazy. You know, when nothing else works, try this. I want to know, what should I try? If you must find fault, this is the way to begin. How do you wake up to find fault? I'm curious. The way I avoid to find fault, even when someone wrongs me, I try to pretend they didn't just wrong me, especially if I can contain it and contain myself. I'm curious about this book, how to criticize and not be hated for it. How to criticize and not be hated for it in this generation. In this generation, all you have to do, just call someone the wrong sex. I mean, honestly speaking, someone can look like a man, so obviously you have to say sir, mister, and the person will be angry and say, I am they. What the hell is they? What? Okay, the level of confusion I have with this generation, I'm sorry. I just hope some of these things do not come to Africa, not in a bad way, because personally, I speak for many people in Africa, we are very confused about these things. They make no sense to us. This changes everything. You know, how can one person be they? How can you be they? You know what? I don't really care, because I'm never going to deal with these things. Hopefully, in my day-to-day life, no. Well, I shouldn't worry about these things. Now, talk about your own mistakes first. I'm ahead of you. This one, I think I'm the master of this one. I'm always talking about my mistakes. That's the entire channel, is to fix my mistakes alongside other people who have committed similar mistakes. I went ahead and even created a channel to fix my own mistakes, and then make sure other people who made similar mistakes fix them, and also made sure those who are about to make the same mistakes don't make them. That's my entire channel. No one likes to take orders. This is so true. No one likes to take orders. Nobody likes to be told what to do. By the way, this is the thing. I think this particular chapter, one of my workmates should read this, because honestly, that chick likes giving orders. It's insane. It's like as if she's in her household. You do this, you. As if you're talking to a 2-year-old. Even a 2-year-old wouldn't be ordered around like that. She needs to read this chapter. Then let me see, the other one is, let the other person save face. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not an English person. And the other one, how to spur people onto success. Like who? There is people I know for sure whom opportunities has befallen them and they didn't see it. Many opportunities. People who had the chance to become successful and they still didn't take the chance. So many people. Give a dog a good name. Now I wonder what that is, because I'm not going to have a dog. Maybe it's not literal. I can't wait to read that chapter. You know what, today I'm going to go through 3 chapters, maybe 2. Let me see the other one. Make the fault seem easy to correct. This is part of my job. I look at people's faults in construction and make it so easy. There is an easy solution for everything. I love this. Making people glad to do what you want. That's every woman. That's the power of feminine. Being feminine, like being a female, feminine. You know, people are always glad to do what you want as a woman. If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive, obviously. Why would you kick the beehive where you're going to collect honey from? I think this is like so literal. It's like, don't bite the hand that feeds you. What is the other saying? There are some English sayings that don't even need to be taught. It has to be common sense. Like, honestly, If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. Obviously, as you kick the beehive, even the bees will come and swarm out and bite you. You cannot gather honey in noise. It has to be complete silence so that the bees don't hear you and sting you. Yeah, bee stings can actually kill you. The big secret of dealing with people, please tell me, because honestly, I feel like some people are just impossible. You know, sometimes you just feel so drained. Okay, this is one thing I've learned about dealing with people before I even read this book. If you meet people who are grown-ups, take them the way you find them. Don't try to change them. Don't try to make them literate. Don't try to advise them. Deal with them how they come to you. Because nothing is harder than trying to change a grown-up person. Change perspective, perception, nothing, don't even try. Okay, let me see. He who can do this has the whole world. With him, he who cannot walks a lonely way. I think sometimes I'd rather walk a lonely way because I don't have to deal with people talking too much to me and also people trying to, double cross me, sabotage me. Because that's the thing, when you walk with too many people, it's just a recipe for destruction. It's like you're creating a pathway for yourself for people to just mess with you. It can also be beautiful because if you're dealing with them right, people will just do what they want to do. Because even if you're dealing right with them, someone will double cross you. It is the way. It is life. This is life. There is no way that this goes both ways. Maybe after reading the book, I might learn a new thing. Do this and you'll be welcomed everywhere. There is places I don't want to be welcomed. There are tables I don't want to sit on. I don't care how glamorous they appear. I have no interest in sitting on every table or be welcomed by everyone, because a friend to everyone is a friend to none. When you think you have too many friends, you truly don't have friends, because most people are just tolerating you or putting up with you or pretending they care about you because they're benefiting from you in a certain way. Say, Rosie, hi Rose, happy birthday. I've been missing you. I haven't seen you since your birthday. I did come here and make a live and then you were not there. Damn it. What's wrong with this network? Oh, my battery. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rose. Happy birthday to you. Oh, baby Rose, I hope you're okay. I'm not a singer, so don't criticize my singing voice. Say Rose. Okay, where were we? Apparently, do this and we'll finish that. A simple way to make a good first impression. I think that the only way and the simplest way to make a good first impression is just be yourself. Be yourself and be honest as possible. If people don't like you when you are yourself, they will never like you. That means past that you just have to pretend around them. When you go to people for the first time and they don't like the person they're seeing, they don't like the way you talk, they don't like what they're seeing, honey, you are wasting your time. Leave. Pick your bag, pick whatever you have going on and leave. Because when you come to me as yourself and I don't like you, what are you going to do different for me to like you? That means you're just going to be fake. If you have to be in someone's life, then in the first place. Simple as that. So to me, my advice in this, before I even read this chapter, is the only way to make a good first impression is to be honest. Simple as that. Be yourself and be honest. Then if you don't do this, you are headed for trouble. Yeah. If you don't do what? I need to know. But also one thing I know, that if you don't do it, you're headed for trouble, is pretending to be someone you're not. trying too hard, you know, lying all the time, you're headed for trouble, quite obviously, because if you're pretending to be somebody you're not, that means you're splitting yourself into multiple personalities, which is hard to keep up with, because if you lie too much, you can't keep up with your lies. You just can't. An easy way to become a journalist. This is me. This is a chapter for me. I'm a natural born conversationalist. I was born this way. I was born this way, not to brag. How to interest people. Here, then again, be yourself. Be yourself, be honest. Those who are interested will be interested. Those who are not, I was going to say fuck them, but let's just leave them alone. So if you are yourself and people are still not interested in what you have to say or yourself, then you're wasting time with them. Go with those who want to be interested. Stop forcing people to be interested in you, okay? How to make people like you instantly. Again, be yourself, be honest. Be yourself and always be honest. Don't lie. Don't lie to people, you know. You can't keep up with lies. Lies are hard to keep up with. Man. One time, I was younger. I also learned that as a grown-up, honest, because for us when we were young, we lied a lot. You'd lie because, man, you know the truth will get you beat up, so you don't want to be beaten. Now, as a grown-up, no one is going to beat me. No one is going to touch me for saying the truth. So I really don't care. I'm always just saying the truth now. The way it comes to my head, the way it feels, I'll just say it. So basically, as a grown-up, I am ruthless. I mean, I'm never lying. Eyebrows. Then they're like, you can't win an argument. That's the title of my video today. This is to be true, because sometimes when you're getting into an argument, you don't know what you don't know, and you can't admit not to know what you don't know. So usually arguments are statements of approval. You're trying to discover the truth during arguments, right? So when you don't know what you don't know, and even you cannot confirm that even what you know, you're the only one who knows most of it, it makes it hard to win any argument. What happens is one will back down but will be hurt, and they will still not believe you won. Two, it will cause serious issues between whoever you're arguing with, because some people have a very fragile ego. And because their egos are fragile, they'll take it as an attack on them. They will not show it, but they'll take it as an attack. Either way, you will lose a friend, you lose, I don't know, you lose something. You lose something. That's why things like politics is a dirty game. You have to be hard to the core to play certain games. Then a sure way of making enemies, how to avoid it. Honestly speaking, the easiest way to make enemies, many enemies, just be rich, become rich. Just become rich. Even your friends will be your enemies, simple as that. You see, one thing I've learned by, talking to rich people and sometimes being around them, is that the more you're successful, the more envy people become of you. So even those that want to be your friend just want what you have to offer. Actually, rich people have no friends. That's actually the most ugly truth. They don't. They can't even find love, really, because you can't know if someone loves you. Like, they have so much uncertainty. They can't feel safe. They never feel insecure. Like, the more money you make, the less honesty you get in your life. See? Life is crazy. No one is winning. No one is winning, just like no one is getting out of it alive. So that's the thing, the ugly thing about life. Man, there are no certainties. So how to make enemies? and how to avoid making enemies. Both are ugly parts, because when you're broke, you will not have enemies. People have nothing to envy you for. Because I often hear women saying they hate me for my beauty. Nah, you don't know hatred like hatred of for someone who is doing better. This hatred will strike from all angles, to come from family, friends, sex partners. It will come from every single corner of your life. You will be surrounded by enemies, in that some people, the first opportunity they get at hacking you or pulling you down, they'll take it. Some will even do it for free without expecting anything, just because they kind of like, nah, not that one. I've had so many experiences. I mean, I'm not rich, but sometimes when I do have money, life is ugly. Life is beautiful for you who has the money, but just for a little while, you can't know anything to be certain, you know? You can never be certain of anything. That's the thing. I will read this book anyway. It seems like a good read, and also it's not a very big book, so I don't like reading very big books unless you're giving them to me in chapters. But the moment I hold it and it's so big, I'm already discouraged. Let me plug in and then we talk. Dun, da, 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 dun, da, 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 da. Dun, da, 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 da. Sowing in the seeds, sowing in the seeds. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheep. What is this? Man, I've been having muscle pulls. But since I've started this journey officially, I cannot give up on it. I can't stop, I can't quit. Oh, God. But I have pain I don't even know how to explain. What in the world? No. Chiranga. Ugh. The phone is not charging. What's up? It is now. Okay. Supposed to charge during day, but genius me did not charge. I was so busy minding other things. Not sure what I'm doing. something about this. What is that? Wait, is that the monkey? Oh, it's just kids. Oh, it's a bird. You guys don't understand. I live next to so many fruits. They're not really mine from my land, but there are so many birds. Every day I see a new species of birds. So this is like a harvesting period for most fruits. So the birds come and eat those fruits. Yeah, I'm just gonna end this live. It's not working for me. It's freezing. It's not clear. I don't see this working for me. I even had an interesting story to tell you. But clearly I can't be telling a story on a freezing screen. Yeah, it's fine. Let me just end this live and go read my book. Let me let my phone charge. What was the point of this live? Yes. I see a lot of you reaching out to me for gypsum, and we are happy to have you. Thank you for offering me business. It means a lot to me. Yeah. You know, one thing that I pride myself in is hearing reviews coming from my team, from the people I recommend to you, because I've not seen anyone complaining. So it means I'm doing something right. So thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. And then for those who are coming in to have their house plans drawn for you, I have about 3 people so far, so we appreciate you also as well. Those who are, well, contracting me for construction, remember, I take on people for construction in months, because starting from November to end of January, I be knowing who I'm going to work on for most of the year. So usually I don't take on a lot of new work in the middle of the year, because most of the time you find that I'm fully booked. So that's the only problem. So that's why most people who give me construction work in November, and oh God, I have to end this live. I have to. I have business, I have a meeting. I'd forgotten about it. I have a meeting to deal with some of my clients. They're waiting for me. Hold on. I'll come back to the live. Let me not end. Let me pause it. Family. Sometimes I don't even have much. I mean, I can be having information to give you, but you people, you don't ask questions. You're just watching me. secretly. By the way, when I'm on a live here, I can answer most of your questions for free. That's literally the whole point of these lives. When you're all just looking at me and hiding in the corners, how am I supposed to even answer you? This is exactly why I charge some of you. You're not serious. You're not serious. You know? I was here today and I remembered the day, my first time to make fries. Life is so funny, you know? I was caught up. I had actually gone to visit some of my friends. We were young, but not so young. It's just that for us here, the things we cook are like, they teach you to cook from a young age, our local meals, our traditional meals. So these white people foods, this junk, no one really teaches you how to make junk in this country, you know, maybe in this new generation. But growing up, I actually had my first fries. I was in secondary. I'm not sure how old, but all through my primary, we would have Irish as Irish, not as fries with all that oil. It's crazy, actually. You know, most of my food growing up was never fried like that. Even the chicken was cooked without oil. I don't understand how this new world is. So, anyway, and yet food always tasted so nice. Like, I actually remember food as a child tasted better than most food I eat these days. I was telling one of my friends that yesterday, but one, you know, all these fries that are so expensive that you can go and eat in those A-list places, they don't taste as nice as the cheap fries we used to eat at university. How? You people, all through university, would eat street food. Those fries were banging. Like, you eat fries and, man, the speed, maybe it was the hunger. Is it because we were always hungry? Was it because we were broke or something? I don't know. I just feel like I have not been able to taste fries as nice as the fries we used to eat. You know what? University is not so far from where I'm staying. I'm going to get one of these nights and go see if street food in Makerere still tastes as nice. Because you all don't understand. We go and eat these fries out here. They're tasteless. I mean, they have taste, but you just feel like I've had better. And how is it that I've had better back in the day, not in this new era? Have my taste buds become old? Wait, I'm 29. Am I so old? My goodness. Am I old? Am I losing taste? I hope not. Anyway, I was telling you. So the first time I tried to make fries, God forbid, I was so puzzled, and I had visited a couple of friends of mine because back in I was at their place. I was in Form 5. Yeah. So I was like, guys, I know how to cook. What? Oh, they're like, oh, let's make fries. I forgot I was in a family of people who are eating urban food. My goodness. Guys, I chopped the fries, and then the problem was I didn't know when they put salt. Every single time I had had fries, they were already ready, so I didn't know how to make them. I mean, I knew you put them in oil and then wait for them to become a bit crispy and then you take them out. But the process of putting the salt was the issue. I didn't know at what point one puts salt. I was so puzzled. Obviously, back then I was in a different generation. We didn't have like smartphones like that to Google stuff. If you didn't know, you didn't know. You had to look for someone that knew. It was the analog days. I think people who are born in these generations are looking at me like, where were you? I'm in Africa. I mean, you're talking about generations whereby to access even because our social media was basically Facebook. So to even access Facebook, you literally had to look for an operating cafe, like you walk this a long distance to go and log in, and then you're now on Facebook. So if you started a battle, I remember one time I started a battle on Facebook. We were fighting back and forth, and I had to, like, they won the battle because I had to log out. It was late. I knew my parents would kill me if I wasn't home. So I had to log out. I was halfway winning the battle. I had to log out to go back home. But when I came back the following day, the battle had ended without me. I hate those days. To post a new photo on Facebook, you would have to go to a studio and take a full hard copy, a photo. They take a picture of you. Then you carry that picture to the cafe. They scan it and then they upload it. You guys, times change, man. I mean, if I wanted a photo on my Facebook or any social media right now, all I have to do is like take a picture, and I'm on it. It's literally there in seconds. You guys, we would have to go. If I wanted to upload my pictures before next week, I would have to have taken them maybe 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. Imagine. Because they would have to come take your picture, then you wait. You have to wait a week or two, and those were like the first guys who have charged you heavy. They're like, pay for express, and then you pay extra, and then your photo is going to be here in like a week and a half or two. Then those who didn't pay express would have to wait for almost a month to get their photos. And that's even recent. Guys, when we were young, the photo guy would pass through the village like once in 2 to 3 months. And then that's when everyone in the village would be taking their pictures, getting their pictures taken. Can you imagine? This is when we were little. So you would be all the way playing, and then they start calling you, "Oh, that's like the photo guy has come." And families across would be screaming. So you'd be here. Now people are showering quickly, dressing up to get their pictures taken. And we had the same poses. It's like the camera guy would give you what pose to take. You guys. Cameramen made so much money in those days, because he would be the only one passing through like 10 villages. So imagine you are accumulating that kind of money from 10 villages. You are the only person taking their pictures. And it is going to take you, he would even be confidently telling you, Easter, like I'll be bringing your pictures on Easter or something, when he's coming back to take more pictures of you. So as he returns, he's taking more and picking his money. And pictures were not that expensive, but then the currency was strong. So even at that price, that was expensive. Obviously, we were kids now. For us, we didn't know what was going on. And then we moved on from that era, and then we went to the era of taking pictures on Sunday. Cameramen would show up every Sunday. Now, this is when Mopo had learned that the game had money. So every Sunday they would collect around churches, and if you come out of the church, so-called here the Sunday way, you have to look so nice for Sunday service. So everyone would be taking pictures on Sunday. Everyone. There are people who even went to church just to take pictures. Can you imagine? Now this is when we were a bit older, 2003, 2002, 2003, 2004. That was now the era of taking pictures on Sunday. Imagine. As you were taking your picture anytime you want, some of us had to wait for Sunday to take pictures. And there was a line whereby if the elite people of the village, all the slay queens wanted to take pictures, slay queens of those days, If they wanted to take pictures, they were willing to pay a little bit extra to cut in line ahead of you. Yee, we've come a long way. We have come a long way. I know there are people. I remember someone once told me, I don't have childhood pictures because every time they came to take pictures in the village, I was always playing or somewhere and I always missed out. And imagine parents would seriously cane you for missing pictures. If you were not there and they took their pictures and you were not there, they would cane. How could you come? How could you miss picture day? But there was no such thing as picture day. The guy would just drop. Except for festive seasons, you knew Christmas, there was supposed to be a picture. So you had to be available. Man, eh? By the way, as Africa, we've come a long way. I don't know if this is for all people. I think people that were rich didn't experience some of these things. But I think everyone did at some point. And then there was the era of telephones. Now, for me, when I was growing up, the telephones were a bit there, but not there. People had those big phones that were like block phones. When we were babies, okay, not really babies, but up to like 2002 there, 2002, even maybe a bit of 3. No, but then people had Motorola's, those flipping phones. But before that, there were block phones, whereby one rich person in the village had a phone. So people would be making lines to make phone calls. So imagine this person now becomes your enemy and you had someone to communicate to. You would get your bicycle, ride the distance. These are people who now were liked by everyone because they had what people needed. Ooh. And then there came the 2000s where smartphones were just coming. But obviously, even then, only the rich had access to a smartphone. But even the smartphones they had were like Chinese. They were not really real, but being that they had a slightly bigger screen than the flat button phones, these were the it people. They could take pictures that looked like snow had fallen in them, but still they could take a picture. Women were laid on those phones. Women, actually, that's where the whole thing came from, whereby people would exchange the privilege of getting access to a phone with sex. It started from there, you know. Photos. Now the people who had made so much money off photographs were fading away slowly. Then there was the era when we were kids, whereby owning a radio and a TV, God, you'd have to be rich. I remember we had a TV, yeah, but they would only switch it on for news and then like on Sunday. So you guys, you'd have to wait for days to watch TV. There was even nothing to see because things were black and white. Can you imagine? And we ate that stuff up. You know, we would wait. Now, I had my uncle who had now become rich. So he had now he bought a TV that had a bit of color in it. A bit of color, because you know, when colored TVs were coming, they didn't just come in full color, by the way. They started with mild color. Like you would have an idea that the shirt is green, but it wouldn't really be green. Yeah, some of you are going to wonder how old I am. But seriously, guys, you know, and then I had an auntie of mine now. She had the actual colored TV. It was more clear color than the colors that were being sold on the market at the time. Whoa, this chick, you know, being that rich and a woman in those days, she was selling like hot cake. So But for her, she didn't just have a TV, she also had a decoder for tape movies. Man, everyone wanted to be taking holidays at her house. You know those things of, because when we were growing up, we had the culture of, where are you going this holiday? Because our holidays used to be long, like after school holidays. They used to be long, not like these days where kids are going home for 1 week, 2 weeks, or some shit. And even then, they want you to be coaching and they give you more schoolwork to do. We didn't have that. So everyone would be like, I'm going to so and so's house. And these people would be so recipient. They'll be receiving you, then torture you, pile you with work. But you knew the reason you picked to go there was because they had a decoder and you're going to watch that Nigerian movie that you've been stalking for months. Yo, going back to school and you hadn't watched a movie? Yo, primary sucked. So me, I was the movie teller, like the storyteller, man. I would tell all the movies I've watched, and when I realized that my fame was dying, I started making up my own scripts of movies. I would stay up all night every day. You would tell people, you would narrate a movie the way it actually happened. You literally had to even exaggerate it, and you were famous for that. People would give me stuff for that. I was famous for narrating movies. Even I. Okay, honestly speaking, I kind of feel like our parents say we've had it easy, but I think every generation that comes after the other has it easier. You know, because I think we didn't have it easy. And I even don't think these people who are now here will have it easy, because now their generation is filled with things we don't understand that we didn't have in our generation, you know. But one thing for sure, there is more accessibility to a lot of things now. You know, a lot of things are going out of style. And I think if we are lucky enough to live long enough to maybe 50, 60 years from now, if we're lucky to stay that long, we are going to see more advancements in technology, and things are just going to become slightly easier and easier by the day, you know? But one thing I tell you for sure, guys, man, some of us hustled to even watch stuff, you know? People had rules. If you haven't showered, do not sit in chairs. Man, don't sit in certain chairs. There were rules in place, you know, and we followed them willingly. These days, you have kids, you're telling them, do not do this. They curse you out. Your own kids cussing you out. How do you curse in our generation? Cussing out a grown-up. We had people who are just slightly older than you, and they wanted you to respect them like adults. You people. So back in the day, money was respected, but it wasn't taken above all like it is these days. These days, it doesn't matter how old you are. If you have masked enough money, you get the respect you need. Even if it's pretense, hypocrisy, you still get it. Oh, right now, my thighs are killing me. All these exercises I've been doing are not healthy. I mean, they're healthy, but my body is not adding one to, you know. But guys, let me end this live. I was supposed to end it a couple minutes ago. Let me end this live and charge this phone. But yeah, honestly, I think I've actually grown up. Things I've experienced. How did I get my first phone? My first phone was a burner phone. It was my first phone was not even a Nokia. There were those small MTN phones that came that were called Kabidit. That was the first phone I bought for myself. Kabidit. I had a Nokia before that, but it wasn't really mine. It is that phone they used to leave at home so that if we had a problem, we'd call and communicate. Yeah. But my first buy was some MTN phone. They were sleek. I wonder what happened to them. Cabinet. I even wonder why they called it that. You know what? I'm starting to appreciate certain things from my past more. There is a bee here. I wonder why. Anyway, thanks for watching DOREEN'S African Experiences. Have yourselves a wonderful evening. Let me chase this bee. Where did it go? This is the only problem with the type of paint I have in my house. It's blinding. It will blindside you. Like, it's so pretty, but it blindsides you. Like, if you are following an insect that's flying, it will just vanish without you knowing where it went. Anyway, that's it for me. Enjoy your, I don't know, wherever you are, enjoy whatever you are doing.